Hello. Well, as you can see today, I'm not quite in my usual place. I'm in what I consider to be a very special place. This is the site of Yashha, and I'm on top of one of the tall structures here in the Northern Acropolis. And there you go, that's what we can see around us at the moment. Looking out over, let's see, that would be over towards the border with Belize over there. And if we look very carefully in the distance, or maybe I can't quite see it from here, we should be able to see Temple 216 from somewhere, which is the highest principal structure here at Yashar. Anyhow, this might be a bit of a different video because I'm not going to be home for some time, so I can't edit it in quite the same way that I would usually edit it. So I'm going to say the names of the days. I'm afraid I won't be able to put too many titles on it, but I'll see what I can do to make it as good as I can for you, okay? So today I'm going to be talking about the Trecena of Anil, which some people would see as the final Trecena before a new count starts. You know, obviously calendars are, uh, they're circles. They go round. And as they go round, things are going to change. And like you go to a new cycle, you go to a new count, and that's about it. So we could see that certainly there is one bats can be the beginning of a calendar cycle. 8 bats can be the beginning of a calendar cycle, and one imosh can also be the beginning of a calendar cycle. The Trecena of Ganil takes us to the point of 13 Ajpu, which is then going to take us into one imosh. So it's like bringing things to a completion, and certainly with the Ganil Trecena, I see a reasoning behind this in a way, because Ganil can represent the ripening. It's bringing things to ripeness. And so this is bringing things to like the grand culmination which is going to be 13 Ajpu at the end of the Ganil Trecena. So the Ganil Trecena, we're going to begin on the day 1 Anil, of course, which is going to be the 7th of March of 2023. Anil ripening. It's about bringing things to abundance. It's about bringing things to their full yellowing. It's about receiving the fruits of your labor. Now, anil can also be seen as a seed, and there's kind of like both cat and anil have this connection with putting things in that are going to multiply, putting things in that are going to ripen. Anil for me is a wonderful day to begin the ripening process. So it could be a great day to be kind of like getting your process going, kind of like what are you trying to ripen? Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, bringing those things to ripeness. All of these things can be governed by Anil. And all of these things could easily be things that you want to focus on that day. Now, the number one, obviously, birth, beginning something new is what we can see. So it's kind of like it could certainly be a planting seed day, but I kind of like think it's kind of like I say, it's this final run in up to 13 Ajpu. So it's kind of like, right, okay, now's the time. You remember I was saying with the seed, we always want to be putting the fertilizer, putting the water, giving it the space to grow that it needs. It's like, right, okay, this is like taking it to that 13 Ajpu, taking it, that beginning that ripening process. So it's a great day to be looking at what you want to ripen. We could also see it as being, if we looked at it from the point of view of the yellowing, if we looked at it from the point of view of the potential, this is the potential to ripen whatever it touches. So this is a really, kind of like really focus on, right, okay, what do you want to take in 13 days up to its full ripening? And it could be a ripening of your own journey, for example. Now, for me, just also to kind of like let you in on something, the next Trecena video that I'll make, in fact, when I get to that 13 Ajpu point, and when I get to that 1 Imosh point, I'll actually be walking to El Mirador again. So chances are either I'll be making a very early Trecena video, or I'll be making a late Trecena video, or I'll be making a Trecena video on the top of La Danta. And for me, this is always a process of ripening. It just happened to fall in the right part of the year to be able to do that, and I'm rather excited about it, of course. But this is the process that we're going through. So what do you want to bring to ripeness? The one is absorbing the nutrients in order to bring out the full potential ripeness. So this could be something that you'll be looking for. From 1 Ghanil, we're then going to 2 Toch. Now, of course, anything that we're going to bring in to our ripening process, anything that we're going to bring to its full potential, is also going to need, a little sacrifice to make. And we can see the number 2 can represent sacrifice, Toch can represent sacrifice as well. And so when we see these two together, we can be really looking at it's like, right, okay, what might you need to give up in order to bring it to ripeness? Because Tu Toch is certainly a day in which you can be looking at that, making your offering in order to receive what you need, like putting your energy into it. So, from Tu Toch, hi. From Tu Toch, we're then going into 3 Tz'i. So Tz'i, the Nawal of faith and loyalty, Tz'i, the Nawal of the dog, Tz'i, the Nawal of the loyal, faithful guide. And here we see it connected with the number 3 representing the home, the number 3 representing the inner world. And so this is like focusing on your inner faith. And this is also something that's going to need to come out. If you're fully ripening, you can't be kind of like lacking in faith. You also can't be wavering or, kind of like, let's say, falling foul of your temptations and that. So 3T is kind of like, it might well bring up things like your inner vices that you might need to get over in order to fully ripen. So those things can get tested. And it's like looking at your inner faith in order to do it. From 3T, we're then going into 4 bats. So, bats, the Nawal of creativity. Bats, the Nawal of weaving. Bats, the one who is, kind of like the genius artist. And here we see it with the number 4. The number 4 representing something which is very down to earth. The number 4 representing something which is very much in the physical. So this is about getting your art into the physical. If there is something you want to weave, 4 bats is a great day to get it out there. If there is a day when you need to get that artistic presence, that genius out into the world, 4 bats is time to make it solid. It's time to bring it into something which is very physically presented in the world. So, a great day to be working on any kind of artistic project, anything you want to bring to fruition. Just look over there as I'm talking about bats. There's a couple of monkeys just arrived in the trees over there. Hun bats and hun chowen, no doubt. I don't know whether you can make them out. We'll find out later. Let's see if the one jumps over there. You can see the trees moving over there, hopefully. There's a monkey over there. And there's that one just sitting there, kind of eating some leaves and doing monkey stuff. Thank you. How bats. So, from 4 bats, we're then going to 5 representing the journey. Representing the travel. Representing the path in which we walk. And here we see it with the number 5. Number 5 represented by the one hand. The number 5 saying this is where we're going to put our energy. This is where we're going to put our effort into our path. So 5 as we're going on this ripening process, it's not going to happen on its own, is it? It's not going to sit and fall into your lap, as it were. And so in your journey, you're going to have to put in some effort. You're going to have to put the gas or the electricity into the car to move forward. You're going to have to put some food into yourself to make your legs move and all that kind of thing. And similarly, with any journey we're going to take, it's going to require some effort. And so 5 is certainly a day on which to be putting that effort in. Because usually what I find is that the 5s, the kind of like the steps that they go through are things which they tend to be magnified, they tend to be multiplied. And of course, what is the 5 heading to? It's heading to 13 Ajpu. And so, there's a great reward at the end of it, but we're going to have to put in the effort to get there. Now, the other thing that the 5 is also renowned for is jumping into things, leaping into things sometimes. And so, like 5 might be a good day also, kind of like it might be easy to run on your path when you need to walk. And 5 is a great day to say, hang on, slow down a little bit. Just make sure that you're on the path that you want to be taking. Is this really taking you to your full ripening, where you're putting your energy into? So that's something to have a look at for that. From 5 we're then going into 6 Ach. 6 Ach representing the house, the home. Ach, well, here we are on these pyramids. on these sites. I just want to watch this guy making a jump. If he's going to. No, he's chickened out. Camera shy. So 6, Ach, a day to really get your house in order. Ach, representing home, representing harmony in the home. Ach, representing our spinal column, representing standing up for what is right. And here we have it combined with the number 6. The number 6 representing ultimate stability, representing family. 6 Ach is a very family day, very family orientated. And it's really about like connecting to the heart of the sky, the heart of the earth, and bringing it into balance, bringing it into harmony for your community, for your family. And of course, this is also a very important part of the ripening process. From 6 Ach, we're then going into 7 Ish. Ish, the Nawal of the mother. Ish, the Nawal of the temples, of the sacred sites. Ish, our connection to the heart of the earth. Ish, the jaguar spirit. And here we see it with the number 7 representing, ironically, where we are right now on top of a pyramid. Representing the pinnacle, representing the ending, representing the choices. And it's about making a choice about what you're going to connect to, making a choice about connecting with the earth, making a choice about how to connect with the sacred. 7 Ish can also be representing kind of like how we're going to finish things off, what we're going to use to bring things to their abundance, to bring things to the top. From 7 Ish, we're then going into 8 Tz'ikin. Tz'ikin, the bird spirit. Tz'ikin, the one who sees. Now, once again, being on top of this great perch up here and being able to see miles across the jungle, we really have literally the bird's eye view. And this is what Tz'ikin brings us. When we're up high, we can see with great clarity of what's all around us. And so, when we see it with the number 8, the totality, the wholeness, this seeing things in wholeness, this helps us to take it to its maximum abundance. This helps us to take it to its maximum prosperity. And this is seeing our environment. This is seeing our family. This is seeing our community all thriving together. These are great things to be giving thanks for on 8 Tz'ikin, because 8 Tz'ikin is really a ceremonial day to celebrate our vision, where it's going to take us. In this Anil Trecena, of course, we're going to 13 Ajpu, so like that's where our vision is going to take us. So this is a great day for making ceremony to give thanks for that. From 8 Tz'ikin, we're then going into 9 Ajmak. 9 Ajmak, which is going to be basically, kind of like something that we're going to need to leave behind. Ajmak representing forgiveness, representing the acceptance of being a human and all that kind of thing. And here with the number 9 is about life. It's about the feminine. So we could see that 9 Ajmak could be very much about giving, kind of like forgiving whatever needs to be forgiven in life. It's kind of like saying, right, okay, it's about respecting human life. It's about respecting ourselves and others for the beautiful, messy human beings that we are, and forgiving ourselves and each other for it. And so, kind of like 9 Ajmak in this cycle of Anil, in this Trecena of Anil, as we're moving forwards to our greatest ripeness, it's like, right, okay, we can't ripen if you're holding all them burdens with you. So it's time to drop it off. Any burdens, anything that you've been carrying through life, you need to let go of. 9 Ajmak is the time to do it. From 9 Ajmak, we then move to 10 Noach. 10 Noach, representing thought, representing knowledge, representing the mind. And here we see it with the number 10, representing community. Now, this is going to be the 18th of March. I realise I've been not counting the Gregorian days throughout this. I hope you've managed to kind of like keep up with it on your own calendar or something like that. 10 Noch, community thinking, getting the community together with the ideas, with the knowledge in order to solve problems. This is a great brainstorming day for your community. Now, with this cycle of ripening and this cycle of Anil, we're looking at kind of like how we can bring out the greatest ripeness from stuff. And With Ten Noch, this is saying about great sharing our minds, getting our information together. We haven't got it all. Each of us has got a part of it, and Ten Noch suggests about joining hands together as a community to bring our knowledge, our information together, to help solve the problems of our community, to help solve the problems of our world. From Ten Noch, we're then going into 11 Tijax. Tijax, the obsidian blade, the healer, the warrior. Tijax being the one who is going to cut away what we no longer need, help us to edit out of our lives what we no longer need. Again, we're ripening, right? There's stuff we don't need to carry with us, stuff that we don't need to take forward anymore. Tijax is there to cut it away, bring out the best. And as we do, of course, we're going towards that 13 Ajpu, going towards that kind of like highest day of all. And so we can certainly see, once again, purifying with Tijax. What's it purifying? All sorts of different things. Now, with the 11 involved, we can see that obviously this is going to be kind of, has the potential of being quite a wild day. We're not entirely sure which way it's going to go. And, this like blade is turning in many, many different ways. And so, kind of like we do need to be a little bit careful with 11 Tijax. You need to be a bit careful you don't cut off more than you can chew. You need to be a little bit careful with Tijax to, kind of like make sure you're not wounding, but you are indeed healing. So it's a great day for, kind of like editing in many different directions. We don't know exactly what we're cutting until we're almost gone too far. So be aware of, be aware of your teeth, be aware of your tongue, be aware of what you might be cutting and when you might be cutting it. Make sure that you're not kind of like going to make regretful cuts, as it were. From 11 Tijax, we're then going to 12 Kawok. Kawok, again, healing Nawal. Kawok, the Nawal representing the midwife. Kawok, the Nawal representing the birthing process. So 12 Kawok suggests this is kind of like the healing process that comes to us from our life experience. 12 Kawok, a very, very important day. It's using our life experience to bring into being, to bring into life what we need, the novelty, the newness. 12 Kawok, a very powerful day for healing, for washing away what's no longer needed in our lives. Because, kind of like we're going into that 13 Ajpu day, so we've got to be clean and ready for it. We've got to be healed for it. And so 12 Kawok we can see as a great day to be using your life experience to bring healing to yourself and others. And then finally, on what I believe will be the 19th of March, we go into 13 Ajpu. Ajpu, the return to the source, the connection with the sun. Ajpu, the connection with the Lord, our divine source, as it were. And the number 13, the connection with the ancestors, the connection with spirit. Now, Ajpu can also be seen as a connection with the ancestors, a connection with spirit. And so when you put the two of these together, you get one of the most powerful days of the calendar. One of the most powerful days for being connected to spirit, one of the most powerful days being connected to the ancestors. I mean, just look at the potential there. Now, it is also a day when we look at the way that we can combine nawals together to create like what we call composite or relationship nawalas. 13 Ajpu, whenever we connect it with anything, it brings us back to exactly what we saw in the first place. So 13 Ajpu may well bring out from yourself and others exactly who you are. It's seeing things, it's seeing people for exactly who they are and what they are. It's a great day for any kind of shamanic practice, any kind of healing practice, mediumship, getting messages through, channeling, all of those kind of things on 13 Ajpu. This is the highest day for that. And so I encourage you to go out and do that work because this is the great potential that you're coming to, this great connection with the ancestors, this great connection with spirit. So that will take us up to the spring equinox, which I think is kind of interesting because the spring equinox is going to be on March 20th. It's going to be one Imosh. It's going to be very close to a new moon as well, so it's kind of like a lot of new stuff happening in the next Trecena that's going to come up. And as I say, I'll try and record something for you so that you got something at the beginning of the Trecena, but I really want to record you one on top of Ladanta as well. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this rather kind of like ad hoc kind of video. Bit different, but you know, when you're in a place like this, you really can't kind of like, let's say, resist making something here. So until next time, thank you.